And for this, I found no justification whatsoever, nor did I find that Muhammadans were fanatical, reading history as it is never written by Bertrand Russell. Yuri Anwar, Israeli journalist, and he is a humanitarian and Israeli-Palestinian peacemaker. He says, Muslim Spain was a paradise for the Jews, and there has never been a Jewish Holocaust in the Muslim world. Even programs were extremely rare. Muhammad decreed that the people of the book, Jews and Christians, be treated tolerantly, subject to conditions that were incomparably more liberal than those in the contemporary Europe. The Muslims never imposed their religion by force on Jews and Christians, as shown by the fact that almost all the Jews expelled from Catholic Spain settled in Muslim countries and flourished there. There is no compulsion in Islam. And our honorable father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi, said, I became more than ever convinced that it was not the sword that won a place for Islam in those days. In the scheme of life, it was the rigid simplicity, the utter self-effacement of Prophet Muhammad. He said in Young India, 1924. And there are many writers and Western thinkers who have studied these matters very well scientifically and in a research mode. And finally, they frankly proclaim those research results to the world. W. Montgomery Watt openly says, I am not a Muslim in the usual sense, though I hope I am a Muslim as one surrenders to God. But I believe that embedded in the Quran and other expressions of the Islamic visions are vast stores of divine truths, from which I and the other Occidentals have still much to learn. And Islam is certainly a strong contender for the supplying for the basic framework of the one religion of the future. Islam and Christianity Today, London, 1983. W. Montgomery Watt writes, sometimes we may tend to think that anybody can express these types of honey-tied comments against or in favor of other religions and isms. And those who are expressing such a fair opinion publicly, like political leaders and so-called cultural activists, once they appear in the rival stage, next moment the entire opinion will be altered. So to speak is easy, but to accept and act accordingly is tough and hard. You may think so, but in the case of Islam, these are not mere verbosities by some political vagabonds, but the factual acceptance and realistic embracing of the truth. What may be the factor which attracts the intellectuals into Islam? It varies and depends, but generally it proposes a logical meaning and purpose for life. The greatest dilemma faced by human beings is life itself. What do we live for? What is the ultimate end of this life? Man is the greatest miracle of this world, and life is the greatest mirage in this world. So everybody wonders what this life means. How does it start? How and when will it end? Philosophers, poets, artists, thinkers, and all getting perplexed. Most of them tend to declare that life is totally meaningless and absurd. Even the bard of Avon, describing the futility of human life, concluded that life is but a walk in shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Albert Camus, after thinking about the futility of this copper life, he said, you will never live if you are looking for the meaning of life. But Islam suggests proper goals and intelligible meaning for human life. And let us have a close observation on the different life goals targeted by the human race generally. Definitely, all of them don't have a collective and a unanimous common goal in life. Instead, it will alter time to time, place to place, and generation to generation, and person to person. For example, take the case of a small baby. What he wanted is toys and chocolates. He won't be least satisfied, or he will never pay attention if you offer a bundle of dollars or kilos of gold jewels or selection slip for a government employment. He is least bothered about those things. But as far as a teenager is concerned, he wants the absolute freedom to amble and ramble with friends here and there, to play with them, to roam and rove in bicycles. As such, he won't think of constructing a luxurious residence, or possessing a comfortable car, or setting up a business company, or contesting in political election, or anything that sorts. As for a middle-aged man, he won't focus on toys and chocolates or cakes and bakes. Instead, he cherishes some elderly ambition in his life, the propriety of which may not be felt logical to the little ones. So everything is different, the goals are different. But Islam, regardless of these varieties of temporary goals and targets, help all find out an ultimate goal. According to the view of Islam, this is not the final stage of human life, but an examination hall for the entrance of another world. Everything won't be perished with our last breaths. We might have done many good deeds in our life, the rewards of which we haven't got so far. Conversely, we might have done many mischiefs, of which some may be pertaining ourselves, whereas some others might have had results in other pains and losses. Don't think we escape with the final closing of our eyelids. So Islam promotes a moral life with love, peace and God fear. Islam does not promote radical materialism, nor it proposes exuberant modes of propagations. Islam was not propagated through propaganda campaigns. Instead, it was great Sufis and saints that attracted people, presenting their holy and saintly life. Almighty Allah may lead us into that paradise promised with them. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum.